I wonder what's going on. Okay, we're gonna be here. All right, we're back.
Hi.
We're back.
Well,
Something funky happened. That was not our fault though. That was YouTube's fault.
we did a whole intro. It was great.
It was
the
a good
best intro I've ever
Yeah,
done.
that was
we did it for ourselves.
that was fun. It was fun to do it just you and me, and then realize like, wow, why are we talking like this?
I'm glad you noticed it because I would not have. We'd have done that entire.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Is Meg telling us?
Oh, Meg is just texting me.
Hi, Meg.
Don't do that, Meg. Okay, thanks.
Hi, Meg.
So we have the intro was about the Christmas boxes, the
Yes.
holiday boxes. We were ready to talk Slaves to Darkness today. We'll probably do that next week, unless of course something really fun and exciting comes out next week.
Yeah.
Who knows? So whenever these boxes come out, got to stop what you're doing. Got to talk about them.
We literally brought these up last week.
We did. We've been bringing them up a lot, and we were wrong about so much.
Yeah, I mean,
Or I was at least.
No, I think we were wrong. I think if you're tuning into the show looking for right, I think you're in the wrong place.
You're in
this
the
is
wrong
the place of wrong.
Yeah, I thought for sure there'd be a Cities box.
Yeah, me too.
We definitely thought there'd be a Cities box. Worth noting, City stuff is going on pre-order. I know I need to kind of go through and look and see what it is that I'll be getting from the pre-order release. I think I'm actually going to hold off on Castellite stuff for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I've got to paint this stuff.
That's true.
Right?
And you should always paint what you have before you buy more.
Right, exactly. So I think I know I think I'm going to get Talia. I actually don't know if she's that good. I was thinking about
Who
it.
cares?
I know,
She
she's
is
cool.
Gorgeous.
No, I know.
Who
it's super
cares?
Cool. Of course. But you see that she has a 4 rally in 3 inches of combat, and you're like,
That's
wow,
good, though.
that's so good. But it's got some conditions that I think actually make it very fair. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of stuff on Warhammer communities to talk about.
Yeah.
But we think we can spend the whole hour just talking about these holiday boxes.
Yeah, we're gonna break them down. We're gonna go into what's in them. You know, what's cool about it. What you can add to it. With a couple of different options. So you know, give people some info and some ideas and inspiration for if they do want to, you know, spend their money and look at getting these. Because I think there's actually some really good options here. I don't think it's a like a surprise. I guess it is, but these are 4 of the top tier armies right now, and they've all got Christmas boxes.
Yeah, I think more so we're surprised about 2 things. I know I am. One, I'm a little surprised because both Soulblight and Osieric Bone Reapers got a box last year.
True.
Yeah. Good boxes too.
Yeah, great boxes.
I know I bought 2 of them to basically build up a Soulblight or a Bone Reaper army. Meg, I know, got one of the Soulblight ones.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then 2 is what boxes aren't here. Again, cities. I think we're a little surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I want to say I was thinking there'd be Gloomspite kits.
No, I mean
They've released so many.
yeah,
But they had one last year too.
They did have one last, and that was a really good box. That was a really good box, and they've had one before. That's actually not even the first Gloomspite box they did. I remember the one. It was the same year they did the Stormcast Sacrosanct Chamber one. That was also a year where you got a Gloomspite box that was also very, very good.
No, Stormcast.
No
Stormcast, and
but they are getting that Regiments of Renown box. Like,
they're getting that,
which is pretty good.
What do you think it is that makes an army get a box?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but the internet wants you, especially Steven, to wildly speculate.
I do like wildly speculating. I think they roll a dice.
A
Series of dice on a table, and then they go, all right, there we go, let's do this.
When the internet comes out and is like, oh my god, these are great boxes, who at GW is patting themselves on the back? Is it a sales bro? Is it a marketing? Who is it? Who's like,
I have no idea.
Who feels good about this?
I don't know. I genuinely have no idea. I don't know how this is decided. I don't know how they pick the armies. I don't know why 40k gets 6 and AoS gets 4. I don't understand. It's random.
Do you
must be random?
Do you think that they have a tree? They decorate for the holidays early, and they have a tree, and then they all leave the office, and when they come back, these boxes are
Yes.
under the tree, and they're like, "This is it. We've been shown."
That's the thing. They're not deciding. Santa is deciding. Santa's deciding what.
Decide.
Well, I will say one thing that is like I'm looking, pattern recognition and everything. These armies are all armies that got solid new battle tomes this year. Technically, Slaves to Darkness was last year, but that was only the pre-release stuff, the FOMO box. They actually came out this year. So these are 4 of the, I would say, tentpole armies that came out and were released this year.
Tentpole.
Tentpole.
What's that mean?
Like they're holding everything
okay.
up. Like these are like if you say to someone, like we talked about, hey, this is AoS. These are kind of armies that you would like show to people. You'd be like, there's these cool lizard men, there's these cool chaos guys, there's these 2 flavors of undead.
I am. Yeah, no. These all 4 of these boxes either were in S or A tier when we did our ranking, and they were either in S or A tier, and like we said, only cities is missing maybe, and maybe there's reasons for that because it's kind of new and.
Yeah, they generally don't put the brand new stuff in these. I think Seraphon is probably the furthest out. Like they've been out for like 6 months by the time Christmas rolls around. But yeah, I mean, weird selection, yes.
New model. It's mostly lots of things that have newer models. I guess what's the oldest model on any of these? Maybe Fellbats?
No, the Fellbats are the new ones. They're the new Fellbats, right? They came out with this edition.
No.
Yeah.
No, because
are they not the ones that were in like
Curse City
and stuff? They repackaged them.
Maybe I don't know.
I think they're new.
These are the ones Megan has, and she's had them since before the book.
Oh.
So I'm not sure when they.
Maybe the Bone Reaper range or the Bats then, because the Bone Reaper range is getting on a bit now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess cities. I'm surprised. There's one more I want to say.
There's no Destruction Army.
There's no Destruction Army, which again I would have been like, it's probably gonna be Gloomspike Kids.
I'd have put money on it being Ironjaws, like with the new Ironjaws stuff.
Oh,
like
or
slam that into a box with the new
Ironjaws.
pamphlet and just be like, here you go, here's new Ironjaws.
What about? Yeah, Ironjaws would have been what I was. Ironjaws. I was half expecting like a Lumineth. Or a little surprised not to see something like Lumineth or Idoneth.
Yeah, like Battle Cattle themed.
Yeah, something. Yeah, something like give me a. Now a couple other observations here, and the observations we're about to make. Saray, who does Grimdark Lunch, the 40K show, and I were talking earlier today when he was here, and we were observing a few things. So one,
it's in the chat.
He is in the chat. Super lacking in foot heroes.
Yes.
Like suspiciously lacking in foot heroes, even the 40K ones.
But they are a very good pickup as a stocking filler.
Yes, which we have a segment for. Okay, so hold tight.
Those little blisters, they fit great in a sock.
Exactly. So we have a segment about stocking stuffers, but I thought that was odd. So no foot heroes. Only the Marines in 40K got one. Other than that, it's like every box is kind of like a centerpiece model, almost without being a monster in some cases.
Yeah.
Only the 2 undead armies got a monster. Right? No monster in Soulblight. Excuse me, in Slaves.
I mean, you could argue that
Seraphon.
Seraphons are monsters.
The whole thing is a monster.
They're an absolute monster.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Otherwise no monsters. There is no good monster for Slaves to Darkness, so that doesn't surprise me.
No, that doesn't surprise me either. Like just Archeon in a box.
Yeah, and we did
Merry Christmas, here's Archeon.
We did just get a Vanguard box for Seraphon.
Yeah.
So interesting choices. How initial out of the gate thoughts on these boxes from you?
I think the boxes are good. I think the choices are weird. And it's also weird to me that there's 4 and not 6.
Yes. I don't know if I care about the number.
No, I mean, it's just weird, though, that it's weird that there's still this disparity between 40K and AoS.
And I don't think last year there was. I think last year they both got like 6 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I mean, the boxes, we'll go into it more in each one when we deep dive, but like all good value, all good picks, great starters for armies. Like, if you want to pick one of these up and, you're looking for a new army to take to tournaments next year.
Yeah.
These are all great starts.
We priced them out points wise. We do not know the prices.
No.
Typically, they've been in between $200 and $300. Is that upper 100?
And you always save about 40 to 50% on retail. They're all. There's never been a year where these aren't exceptional value.
Yeah.
The ranges are usually 40 to 60% savings. I do not anticipate these changing. I think if you pick these up from a local retail that's already doing a 20% discount, I think you'll be incredibly happy with the sale.
Now, before we jump into the first one, thank you, John McCardle, for getting some memberships.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate that. You're a legend. And John, I know you're a little AoS curious. What box are you putting aside in the game store? Let me know.
Yeah, which one tempts you?
Which one tempts you,
to
John?
join us?
John is probably he's a Bone Reaper's guy.
Look, if he's already tempted, it's only a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when.
Primordial Star Host.
Great name.
Okay, it is a great name. This is a very interesting box. It is very coalescey, huh?
Yeah, which we did say. I'm not going to say that I called this, but I did call this.
You did call this.
Last time we spoke.
Yeah.
Very coalesced. Okay. Like, theory time.
Mm-hmm.
There are no skinks in this box. There are Huatli's Hunters, which are incredible models, and I'm glad that they're in here.
And a good unit, too.
And a great unit. I predict next year we are going to get a new skink kit.
Oh.
I am amazed that they're not in this box, and I think that's because we are getting more skinks next year.
That's a good prediction.
Because there's like loads of ways they could fit them into a release window.
Yeah.
And I think it's an old kit, and I think some new skinks would go down real well.
Do you think we'll ever get chameleon skinks that are not the Warcry band?
No, I think they are them. I think that
we don't need more.
Nah, you're not getting different ones. They are the chameleon skinks. In fact, they're better because you've got two different ways to run them.
Yeah.
And they've got funky rules. I think they're awesome.
They do. All right, let's take a look at this list. Now, up in the top left, we typically put a picture of whoever's list this is.
Santa's list.
This year, I found some different public domain Santas. I'll show you real quick where I got them from.
John says slaves to darkness.
Slaves to
John's are slaves.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. That does check.
That also does check, yeah.
Good choice.
This year, I wanted to just show you guys real quick. The Smithsonian has an article about different public domain Santa Clauses that are all terrifying. And
I don't want that guy coming down any chimney.
Yeah, so I just searched and found...
Oh my god.
I know. If you're just tuning in...
This is horrifying.
This is an Age of Sigmar channel, we promise. But I picked Smoking Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, for obvious reasons.
He looks like he's having the most fun.
He looks like he's the least terrifying.
He likes the long bottom leaf.
Yeah.
Right? He's taking a detour to the Shire every Christmas, and
longer
than most places.
Yeah. So Primordial Star Host, you get. So I've gone ahead and some of these I've tossed out a thought on what subfaction you'd run these as.
Yep, definitely Coatli's Claw for sure.
Yeah, this one is probably the most obvious. Steven can check my work outside of this one. So we've got the Slann, 3 Croxagors, 10 Saurus Warriors, 3 Agrodon Lancers, 3 Terror Wings, because they come in the same box.
They come in the box.
As the Hunters of Huachi.
I think this is the first time you could get those outside of the Warcry box. The individual warband with all the Warcry stuff.
I think they just went to the box.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I think within the past couple weeks.
Right, cool.
Are
they really 80 points for 10 of them?
Oh, gosh, there's... Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Okay,
no.
Now hold on. Yes, they are. Unless they're armed with the good gun.
I thought they were a unit of 5.
No, they're
Whoa,
a unit of
10 of them for 80 is a bargain.
Yeah, I think.
What?
Right? Let me see here. Where is my...
I have 3 Slann and Croak. Should I get the Seraphon box? Yeah, sure.
3 Slann is weird.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to field 4 Slann and Croak.
Croak, no.
And have any friends, but...
All right, let me see here.
I think you're basically getting Croak for free and some other stuff for free in that box, so probably. If you want the other stuff.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Oh,
it's 5. It's a 5. Oh, okay, it's a 5-man. So I've been playing Brett, and he's been, I think, taking a 10-man squad. I guess he got 2 boxes of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you get 10 in the box.
Oh, but then you only...
But you can field them as 2 different squads, and they count as 5.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So if you buy that box, it's like $40 for the Warcry Warband, and you can get 3 units out of that thing.
Wow.
It's really good.
Okay. So that changes things. Sorry, my bad. Good catch.
That's only 80 more points.
Yeah. Now they are more expensive if you take
the blow darts.
The blow darts,
which you should. because they're good.
You should, but then they can't come in under 1,000 in case you're trying to play 1,000-point game.
Right, sure, yeah, but
because they're quite a bit actually. I think they are 130.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah,
because they're really good.
They are good.
They're really
good. They are good. So this is what do you think? How does this? You're trying to play 1,000-point game. How
this
does
is
it feel?
Perfect 1,000-point list.
Yeah,
like this is
fun.
a great 1,000-point army. I love that this has such a rounded. Like it's got the heavy hitters in the Croxigor. It's got your tanky wall of the Saurus, who are also pretty killy. Yeah. You've got a second hammer with your Agrodon Lancers. This is a scary 1,000 points, actually.
Yeah.
Like, this will do some business. And the Slan as well, like, just doing all the magic, because magic at 1,000 points is hard to stop.
1,000, the little hunters are going to hop around grabbing points.
Yep.
The Terror Wings can grab points too. They're fast, or they can
shut off command abilities.
They can shut off their command abilities. Also, probably impactful at 1,000 points.
Yeah, this is a great box.
Yeah. Now, this would be one you would want to pick up. Now, a lot of these boxes, I don't know how you felt about it. A lot of these boxes felt really like solid starts, as opposed to add-ons.
Yeah, this is a core. If you've got a friend or a loved one who's like, I want to play like John. I want to play Sigmar. I think any of these boxes as a here's what you build and paint over your Christmas break that you can add to. This is like, I don't know how you get better than this.
Now, speaking of adding to, I've tasked Steven with going through each of these and figuring out what stocking stuffer foot character he would add.
Yeah.
And so we have a segment of Steven's stocking stuffer.
I get my own segment.
You get your own
segment. Is this the first segment I've had?
Maybe.
All right, I'm honoured.
So who are you stuffing into the stocking?
I am stuffing into the Seraphon stocking a Skink Priest.
Okay. Just the Star Priest? What's he called?
Is he called? Yes, yeah, I think he's now called the Skink Star Priest because they removed the actual priests. He's not a priest; he's a wizard.
And he's like $30, maybe $35.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, okay. For Seraphon, there's actually two. Because I think it depends on which way you want to go. Because you could get this, turn it into a Starborn force, adding a Skink Priest.
Yeah. Or the other obvious choice, right?
Take a Scar Veteran.
Scar Veteran.
Yeah. Oh, you were thinking the banner guy?
I was thinking the banner guy, Astrolith Bearer.
But I think if we're talking like these little point games and we're not talking about how to grow it to 2,000 points immediately, I think having an on foot wacky hero that can bolster the Saurus and the Agrodon Lancers, I think is a good shout.
I think you're right. So the call out here is, if you and your friend are going to be playing 1,000-point games with these, you're going to build them up. You're going to start playing even before you get painting. You're doing that good old Christmas break. It's like you're still on holiday.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
you're piles of gray, and you're just playing games.
It's great. In that case, I think you're right. If you're going to be growing, though,
then the Astrolith Bearer. That's also, if you can get that guy.
If you can find him,
good luck getting that guy for anyone stocking. He is hard to come by.
The second segment for each of these armies we want to cover was what happens when, for the holidays, you get, in addition to, you just opened this box. Wow.
Amazing.
You now own this.
Yep.
And you also, from your old grandmom and such, etc., you have gotten your $150 gift card.
Your boomer relatives have got you an Amazon gift card.
Specifically Amazon.
Yeah. What are you spending
it on? We have a segment for this too. It's called I Get All the Holiday Money. I get the money you spend and the money spent on you and all the gift card money. And of course, this is coming from Jeff Bezos, who no longer even actually works at all or is on the payroll at all for Amazon, but he remains a symbol for
rampant capitalism.
Rampant capitalism and holiday consumption, which we are all about here today. So you have gotten your $150. What are you buying?
What am I buying? Well, I didn't do the actual math, so I don't know if this actually equates to $150.
I did a lot of math, so
you did? Okay.
I'll check you.
So I would be getting... so if we're going to Amazon, I would try and get the Skink Start Collecting box.
If it's still around.
I think that was about $100.
Yeah, so the box he's talking about, we actually... No, we did not pick up, but it's a really good box. I did,
and it's great.
A bunch of skinks.
It's a Skink Priest. It's a Bastillodon.
Yeah.
And it's a unit of the pterodactyls, the aerodactyls with the skinks on, and it's a unit of skinks.
Okay. It's pretty good. I don't know that it's still around. No. I did recommend the current Vanguard box.
Yeah, so that would be my runner-up for sure.
The current Vanguard box is about $120, and it really takes you further into Coalesce.
Yeah.
You get 100... you get 10 more...
Saurus
Warriors. You get 3 more Croxigors.
Yep.
and you get very probably most importantly Carnosaur.
Yes.
And does it have the Astrolith Bearer?
No.
No, that's it. Just that. Just those
I
things?
think there's another unit in there. No, it might be that. That might be it.
Okay.
It's like 14 models, 13 models, something like that. Maybe there's a Skink Priest in there.
Yeah, let's.
I think there's a second hero.
Let's look it up on Amazon.
But yeah, that's a great. I love that box. I think that box is awesome.
It's a great box.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to make you. It's definitely
called the Vanguard box, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they call them?
Yeah, and I just spelled Seraphon wrong, so it's taking a sec. It is definitely going to really lean you into Coalesced.
Yeah.
No, I think that it doesn't have any other foot character.
Go down to the bottom. 14 models. So yeah, 10 Saurus, Croxagore, and Carnosaur.
And Carnosaur.
Well, that's great. That's an
great.
awesome box, and that's probably 500-600 points on top there.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
Croxagore's like 280 something around there.
Yeah.
The Carnosaur. Then the unit of Croxagore is like another 150-ish. Then the Saurus are like 120. So like you gotta, you're very. And then if you've 120 there, you've got like $30 left to play with.
Yeah.
Get yourself the other hero that you don't get in your stocking. So get yourself a priest if you don't get one.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a Scarvet.
You're very close to 2,000.
Get yourself
not quite though.
The Banner Bearer.
Yeah.
And then you're probably close.
You're
If you
close. You would want if you're doing Coalesced.
If you take an Old Blood on Carnosaur, I think you might be there. And if you take the more expensive Croxagores,
yeah,
I think you might be around there.
Yeah.
But I think that's a fantastic army.
Yeah, this is a good box. We like this box. I think it's good. Just Jupiter says, weird that the Bone Reapers box doesn't have more Gothazar Harvesters. I think he's joking.
Is it though? I mean, that would make sense. They're just trying to get rid of them. You just get 3 of them in a box.
Let's talk about the Bone Reapers box because
Okay.
I believe that is next on the list. We have the Primordials.
Well, before we go on, what rating would you give the? I don't know. We don't have a rating system.
We can use the traditional S, A, B, C.
Oh yeah, I think that's an S box.
You think this is an S box?
Yeah. What more could you want from a starting Saurus army?
I actually kind of think it is, thematically speaking, fun play, kind of like not the worst models to build and get painting on. I kind of think it is an S box.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Yep. All right. Next.
Okay. So next, if we go to Warcom, up there's the Vanguard box. 120, not too bad. 120.
But however, even though we have a section about Bezos and Amazon vouchers, please buy your things from local gaming stores and support them. The places that you play. And don't give Amazon money.
Yeah, and tell people who you know are going to give you gift cards to give you gift cards.
Yeah, tell them to give you, or just Venmo you cash. And look forward to next week's show sponsor, Amazon.
Yeah. We wish? Maybe? I don't know. Okay. Praetorian Spearhead. This is the Osiark Bone Reaper box set.
Also a great name.
Also a cool name.
Names. Are these going to be like battalions? Are these going to be like battalions?
I was hoping that would be the case. It doesn't seem...
They've kind of gone off doing that now, haven't they?
They kind of stopped doing that. It seems like not the case.
Do you remember when we used to get a battalion for free?
I think that would be cool. That would be cool.
I hope that comes back in 4th edition.
Yeah, I kind of like this.
I like battalions.
Okay.
Anyway, what's in here?
This one is a little funky. We'll see if I have any more errors. So 1 Leech Cavalos, which is cool. A cool model, fun. You don't typically see him, sadly, a lot, but I think that you can. He's cool.
He's also a double kit, so you could build him as
the character, whatever his name.
What is his name?
Xantos or something.
Xantos, yes, Liege Cavalos Xantos.
I broke up the Mortarch Guard into units of 10 again. There's a particular reason I did that for this list. 2 units of 10 Mortarch Guard, 5 Cavalos Death Riders.
Love that.
1 Gothazar Harvester, and then this is sort of weird. 4 Morghast.
Yeah.
That was a surprise. When Saray was reading me these, he was reading them off his phone. I was doing something, and I was like, 4? I was like, no, they come in boxes of 2. He's like, no, there's 4.
Yeah, I mean, they do come in units of 2, but there is 4. But I like units of 2. A unit of 4 of these at 1,000 points would absolutely wreck. They would be ridiculous.
But you need to, yeah, so... This is a weird one. Okay, this is the weirdest box, and I'm not sure what to say about it. Okay, to just build a Bone Reapers collection, it's a great box. Right? Yep. I mean, everything kind of in the right numbers. Like, for the most part, the battle line are really at a good ratio. For every 20 Mortech you're going to buy as a Bone Reapers player, you probably want 5 Death Riders.
Yeah.
you're getting if you.
Also, I think you've got the old point values on there. 130. I think they're cheaper now.
No, I think I let's see.
They got a point reduction.
Did they?
Yeah.
I think I just
because they put everything else up.
Unless my thing is not updated.
Did you not update it? I think they're 120 now.
It says 130.
Hang on, let me check my app.
So the weirdest part about this list, first of all, kind of oddly, Saray and I were saying if they only gave you 2 more gas in the box, would you know? Did you like just get 2 free more gas?
What are they're 130.
They're 130.
Yeah,
would you like if this box only included 2 more gas and you saw this box? I think I'd be like the conversation. Nobody would change the conversation. We'd all be like, okay, this is a great box. Like the 2 extra ones are like, thanks.
Considering at 220, you could replace 1 unit of those with a catapult or a harvester or basically anything else in the army because everything sits at around a 200 point range.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect double harvester.
Stalkers.
Some stalkers, right? Like this is very weird. This is a weird box. The lack of a foot character in this box. This is the box where the lack of a foot character is the most ouchy.
Yeah, and this is the easiest stocking filler ever.
Yeah. This one's going to be easy. Now, the 20 Mortar Guard is awesome.
Yeah.
I love when they kind of commit to a battle line and say, like, here's a bunch of the battle line.
I would definitely take them as 1 unit of 20, though.
Yeah, and you can in a 1,000-point game.
Yeah.
You have to shave some... The reason I put them into showed them like this, though, is you have to figure out 230 points to drop. And guess what? It's not going to be the Morghast Harbingers.
What?
Because they're 220.
Right. This is... Right. Are we all paying attention? Because this is the problem with Bone Reapers.
This is
the fundamental issue with this entire army. Is it's impossible to get an even army points-wise. It is a nightmare.
It is... It's not impossible, but I know what you're talking about. Because
it's horrible.
Beast Claw Raiders have a similar problem.
Yeah, because there's so few units that you're picking from.
So few units and everything is like 200 some point.
Yeah,
there's very little, but Bone Reapers do have it worse because Bone Reapers really don't have anything. You're ending up putting another foot character in.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I mean, the way you do it here is you drop a unit of Morghast and you drop probably the. Actually, do you know what? I'm just gonna say for argument's sake, you drop both units of Morghast and you put a foot hero in, or you drop a Gothazar Harvester and a foot character, and then you take one of the slightly pricier foot heroes.
It's just a funky. They've given you a lot of stuff, and you're like, cool, thanks, GW. I have a lot to start. But as far as this making sense at 1,000 points,
it's trickier.
It's trickier. You're going to need the stocking stuffer. You're going to need whatever else you're adding.
And that's unfortunate because it kind of sucks that you can't play all the boxes. Like, you know, they've clearly designed them in a way, but I would have hoped that they did actually put in a potential list that you could actually take at 1,000 points and play them against each other.
Right.
That system they have now for 40k with the combat patrols, I love that.
I know. I
really love that.
I want that. We were talking about that today. With same. I would love that. And I would have loved that here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if you drop a unit of Morghast, you're 10 points over. It's
you
like
could
1,000
do it.
points.
You
Who
could
cares?
do it.
Like, that's
not
not gonna make any difference.
That's what I was gonna that's what I'd suggest. If you're getting started with your friends, just do that. It's not gonna be a big deal.
Or just take both and crush them.
Yeah. Now, what? Yeah. What could they? They could have put in a catapult. Last year's had a catapult.
Yeah.
But stalkers are.
I'd have put in a unit of a 3-man unit of stalkers.
Of stalkers, but are they?
Because then you can build them as either, and they're fun. They're a fun kit.
They're 220 also.
They're also a staple of this army. Like they are like the poster children of this army. Like they're such a unique model, and they're new. And the Harbinger models are okay, but they're like end time models now. These are the oldest models probably in this whole thing.
It's so funky. The crawler's 180. So.
But they did do them last year.
Yeah. It's just this is just weird.
Well, I mean, the box is still good.
It's a great box. It's a great box.
If you haven't got Bone Reapers yet and you want to jump on the bandwagon, this is an excellent start.
Okay, what are we adding?
A Bone Shaper.
Obviously
a Bone Shaper or a Bone Pope.
Soul Mason.
Yeah, Soul Mason.
One or the other. Take your pick.
Both are great. Honestly, if you're just getting started with them, any of the foot wizards are awesome. Just take any of them, whichever one you think looks coolest. But the best one is objectively Bone Pope on his little bone chair.
The Reaper is sadly sort of odd.
Yeah, but he's still fine. He's still a wizard.
He's a wizard.
You can still give him Dark Acolyte. You can still make him cast Empowered Netherite Blades.
I think the Asa factor people are liking, but I don't know.
He's good. He's actually not bad in here because you have a Harvester.
Is that who he only affects the Harvester?
He buffs Harvesters or Catapults, I believe. It's like only those two things.
But also, isn't it Morghast or no?
I don't think it's Morghast.
No? Okay.
I think it's just the two constructs. But I mean, Shaper is the winner.
Yeah. Okay. Now, next question. Okay,
yeah.
Back to Jeff. Back to Jeff. What are you adding here?
Do Bone Reapers have a Vanguard yet?
They do.
What is it?
Or do they not?
No, I think they do. I think everyone got one with the release. Anyway, the answer, regardless, is probably 3 boxes of Stalkers.
Yeah. Okay.
If you can find them, but that is the answer because they're like $50 a box, and they're awesome.
Foot Hero and Stalkers. Now, here's what's kind of interesting about the Vanguard box. It's just doubling down a lot of what you already have, which could be an okay thing. It includes.
It's a lot as well. It's a lot of models.
It's 5 riders.
Yeah.
A Gothazar Harvester.
Yeah.
20 more Mortek Guard.
And then a Reaper.
And then the Soul Reaper.
Yeah, this isn't a good box.
It's not.
This isn't a good box.
It's not a very good box. So here's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your ag next?
All right, go for it.
For $150, you can just about get away with either Arkin or Catacross and a unit of Stalker / Immortus Guard. So,
okay.
Because the Arkin and Catacross are close to 100.
Yeah.
And Stalkers were here on Amazon for.
Actually, in that case,
they are available right now.
In that case, I would go with Catacross
and
another box of Mortek Guard. Because then you've got 40 Mortek Guard to play with, which you can build a nice big unit of 30.
Yeah.
You've then got enough to have 2 units of 20 so you can fill your battle line.
You have no bodyguard, but that's okay because you're just blocking.
The Morghast kind of function in a similar vein, but also Catacross does not need a bodyguard.
And also there's 40 Mortek Guard to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good shout. Catacross is a beautiful centerpiece model.
Yeah.
I think if you're starting the collection, starting with him is great because he's evergreen, he's always good, and he's such a nice model.
The Vanguard box, when you look actually at the Vanguard box, again, Harvester, 5 Riders, 20 Mortar Guard, Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
When you look at the Vanguard box compared to this, it's almost better. And I'm kind of curious of the price. Unless you really like the Morghast, I don't know the price. And for $120, how are you gonna not get this?
But
box?
again, if this is, but if this is like $200, this is a bargain. This is an absolute bargain.
Yes. 100%.
Even if you never use the Morghast, it doesn't matter.
It's just it's got the core right down the middle. That's all in the Vanguard box. Plus your one.
But Unleash Cavalos is a better choice than the Reaper Foot Wizard. Like Unleash Cavalos, especially if you're running Death Riders, is really really good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't hate the Vanguard box as what I would add to this, but it is just more of the same thing.
Yeah.
But wow, you will get up to 2,000 points fast with almost whatever you buy in this.
Yes, especially if you slam Catacross in, he's like 500 points just right there.
So. Then the other Foot Hero is 1,800,
and then the extra Mortek Guard. Yeah, you clear 2,000 easy peasy, and then all you're really doing is replacing the Morghast Harbingers with probably your Stalkers or your Immortus Guard.
Yeah,
and there you go. You've basically got the army I run at 2,000 points.
This is not a bad box.
I think it's an A though. I don't think it's an S.
Same.
I think it's an A
because I don't like the way that. First of all, again, I'm like weirded out by 4 Harbingers.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
I'm just like.
They are good though.
They're good and they're cool. They're super cool.
And they do add something to the army which nothing else in the army does, which is speed and mobility.
Mobility,
they're flying, they're
striking,
fast, they can deep strike. Yeah. So yeah, I think they're overlooked a lot of the time. But yeah, when you start in a collection, you're missing the cool, awesome looking things that make this army unique.
Yeah, it's a weird box. I'd say A.
Still good though. Yeah.
I also would say A. All right. I'm with you. Next, we've got.
Who's next?
Slaves to Darkness.
The Warhorde of Eternus.
Yeah, Horde is strong. I think if you were a Stormcast Eternal and you had turned to Azur and were like, "Hey, Andrasta, we just fought off the Warhorde of Eternus," she'd go, "Warhorde is a strong word."
Yeah, there's like 20 of these guys.
There's like 20 guys.
It's more like Eternus goes for a walk with his bodyguard.
Yeah, calm down, Eternus. So, I did not, as you can see here on the list, I did not include Eternus. I said, oh, maybe you're just going to do Demonic Mount. Now, the reason I said that, by the way, is because outside... I'm just going to check Eternus' price here in a second. Outside of the fact that you'd make him as Eternus, which wants you to go Legion of the First Prince, you want to be Be'lakor.
Yeah.
This is really a host of the Everchosen list.
Yes.
These things are the things that do well in the Everchosen, except for the Ogreoids, but they don't really... They don't get buffed by any one particular subfaction. So to me, this looks like the core. This is a great core. This is the stuff I've been building. It is the classic Chaos Warrior stuff, the Chaos Knights, the Chosen. I'll be honest with you, 2 boxes of these is actually
yeah,
good.
That's
a fun army.
Good army.
That and we'll talk about the stocking stuffer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is a good box because right down the middle of that battle line, that's what you want in this army.
Also, this is such a fun amount of models and like great kits to get. Like, I would be stoked to get this at Christmas.
Yeah,
like these models are beautiful.
Exactly.
This range is gorgeous. You aren't overwhelmed with models, but like you've got such variety.
It is.
It's great.
Sorry, let me go back to it. Actually, you're right. It's absolutely perfect. You've got your
and that's all new stuff. That is
new.
Entirely new range in a box.
Yeah. This is a great box. I don't know really what else to say, but I totally agree with Steven. This is like middle school Zach opening this box up and getting these models. That's like, oh my god, that's like what I'm doing for my Christmas break, right?
Yeah.
Like, look how cool this is.
And this is a terrifying 1,000-point army. Like, even though it's on at 940, this will slap
knights.
Many armies.
Dealing with 10 knights.
Yeah.
At that level and
10 knights.
10 knights, and then that they hit a little hard less. I've been observing that they hit a little less hard than I think people originally imagined.
They need some buffs. They need they need the right banner. They need the right mark.
But of course, you can add the Chaos Lord into Monk Malphur, so he goes in, he fights, then they fight immediately.
Oh yeah,
that's a nice little helper.
Yeah,
he's kind of like 2.5 knights. So he'll do his thing,
yeah.
and then they'll do theirs.
You got your Chosen that are going to get some work done if they get there.
The Theridons are cool, too.
I love the Theridons.
The Theridons are not bad.
I'm a sucker for monstrous infantry.
You do Big Axe?
Yeah, Big Axe.
You do Big Axe.
No, yeah,
right?
just straight to all the murder.
Yeah, straight to all the murder. You want the 3 damage, and you really want the range.
Give them the Mark of Corn.
Yeah.
Just make them just berserk.
This is such a cool box. This might be my favorite box. And
this is for sure an S box.
This is an S box.
This is a fantastic
for sure.
kit.
What are you stuffing into this?
Okay, I am stuffing into the stocking of Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah.
The Warhammer Plus exclusive model. If you can get that off eBay,
who is that?
It's it's just an exalted sorcerer, but it comes with these 4 cute familiars. And it's for Warhammer Plus this year.
Right.
It's a really nice little sorcerer.
But it is a sorcerer.
It's a sorcerer, yeah. But like I think the other sorcerers kind of suck model wise.
Okay.
So if I would put that in if you can get it. You can get it on eBay.
Chaos Sorcerer is one of he's one of the best foot heroes in the game right now.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He just gives a 6-up ward to 1 unit. Just done.
He's great.
His spell is +1 to hidden wound on like a 6.
Yeah. If you want something a bit more chaosy, but along the same vein, getting the Sorcerer on the disc.
Gaunt Summoner.
Yeah, the Gaunt Summoner on disc is super cool. I love that model. If you're like, welcome to Chaos, here's your Chaos boys, and here's the weird demon guy that's
especially if you're
them.
into Tzeentch, but not wanting to do Disciples of Tzeentch.
The
weird thing, I was looking at him the other day. It's crazy. The Sorcerer is the Sorcerer might be undercosted, the Chaos Sorcerer. Not by much, though. But the Gaunt Summoner is like twice his price. He's so expensive.
Yeah, he is really expensive.
He adds a lot. Not even the one on the disc, but just the foot one. But he's crazy.
Yeah, but he's really cool. I think that's the answer. I think you want a sorcerer in here because I think the lore is really good for slaves. So I would get a wizard in here just to support you guys. Like you say, the 6+ ward. Just here you go, knights. Here's a 6+ ward. It's great. It's amazing.
It's really good. I would make a case that it's a fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about additions.
All right, so we got our Bezos money.
Yeah, I've pulled up the box here, the Vanguard box, Steven.
Yeah.
Chariot, which is cool.
Dude, the chariots are awesome.
Chariots
are great.
Chariots are awesome. 5 more knights.
Okay, that's okay.
Also, wait, was I wrong that you might not get 10 knights. You might get 5 knights in this
Wait,
box.
go back, bring up the page.
Let's bring it up.
Go down.
It's 5 Chaos Knights.
Oh,
sorry,
he lied!
I got that wrong. So,
Still an S box.
It's still an S box. Sorry, it's 5 Chaos Knights, peeps. And that's why I researched this box. You want this box.
You definitely get in this box. If you got 150, this is the box.
This is the box. So we'd recommend the Chaos Vanguard box. Now, so it's a chariot, which is super cool.
The chariots are great.
And it's good. You get 5 more knights. Now you got the 10 knights.
Now you got 10 knights, and that is a good time.
You get 10 warriors.
Yep, also
Why not?
amazing.
And you get a Chaos Lord on foot.
Oh my god, yeah. This box is great.
This box is great.
I would spend the extra $30 on I don't know, some cool stuff for your bases, because I don't think you need anything else. This
Yeah,
is just such a great...
get some hobby gear.
Actually, how much is Demon Prince? Those Demon Princes are cool.
Well, more than 30, but still, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I bet you could get one cheap on eBay, though.
You might be able to find it.
Oh, this Amazon money.
Oh, yeah, it's Amazon. You gotta give it to Jeff.
Damn,
he needs it.
Yeah, Jeff needs it.
He needs
it.
Maybe
some cool chaos dice.
Yeah, I think it's a great box. I think, like, honestly, you take this, you get your sorcerer, the one you're talking about if you can get it. Otherwise, the
just
normal
sorcerer,
one.
Or the Gaunt Summoner guy.
Yeah.
He's probably about 30
and you add and you add the Vanguard. Yeah, you could probably end up with both of them if you wanted. The Vanguard box, and like you're pretty close to 2,000.
I bet you've got some options there.
I mean, this is basically kind of what I'm taking.
It's great.
Playing with
this is a solid. Like, I love that these boxes convert so easily to 2,000 point armies. You don't have to leave anything on the table and replace it.
Yeah.
Even the Morghast, like, they're not like super competitive, but they're still great.
This
is awesome.
The Vanguard box is a Chariot, again, not super competitive, but kind of useful actually.
Yeah.
With this otherwise kind of slow army, the Knights aren't slow, but the Knights are gonna go do something. The Chariot gets to kind of muck about and like, I'll go grab.
Yeah, like the Lord and the Warriors are and the Chosen are gonna go like contest the central board. Your Knights and your Lord on the horse are gonna go and like wreck a flank. Your Chariot is gonna go and be annoying and do some work. This is and the Theridons are also gonna do some work. Like I don't know, I feel like
more
that's
Theridons
amazing.
is also cool. Now resist getting the Theridon hero. Unfortunately, he's not very good. The only thing he does is makes Theridon's battle line.
Right, but you don't need that. You've got
that.
So many battle lines.
Everything in his army is battle line.
Which is awesome.
I guess if you want to do an all Ogroid army, which is honestly kind of cool.
Yeah, but expensive.
Okay, this has been good.
This one's great. That's for sure.
Not surprisingly, Games Workshop's Matt Rose's favorite army, presumably, comes in. This is the fourth one. The Vengorian Court.
I also feel like that is a somewhat of an exaggeration.
That it's his favorite army?
No, that it's a Vengorian Court.
it is an exaggeration. There's not a lot of intellect in this group.
No.
Well, there are Blood Knights.
That's true. Blood Knights are smart.
Yeah, the Vengorian Lord and the 5 Blood Knights. It's a court. It could be a court. You're right. It's more like a meeting.
Yeah.
The Vengorian meeting.
Yeah.
the all hands. No, it's not an all hands. It's really
it's a check-in. It's a Vengorian check-in.
The Vengorian check-in.
Okay, boys, what are you doing? How's all the death rattling going?
So you've got. So I've suggested that this is a good Vyrkos list, but I actually think it could almost be any.
That's the beauty of that book, right?
In some ways, it's not a great Vyrkos list because you need to summon 10 more wolves, and you don't have them.
Yeah. So you could wait till they were dead and then summon them back. Yeah. You
know. Okay, so you've got Vengorian Lord. Yeah. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know he was that cheap.
Yeah. Not like the top choice, but I get the comparison of like, okay, there's a Eternus, there's a Liege Cabalos.
Right.
This is kind of a comparison.
Yeah. Although I'll tell you, I think beats all those things up. Like he's nasty.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the strongest out of these. For 160 points.
Throw a Slann off a chair.
Okay. Oh, he's not getting to the Slann. The Saurus pull this guy apart.
That's true. You've got 2 units of Death Rattle Skeletons. Again, I just showed him that way. You could take a unit 20. You get 10 wolves.
But I think 10 Skeletons is actually the way to go.
The way to go,
yeah. Because you get more...
Or you do like 30 and you just have that brick that keeps coming back in the middle of the board.
Yeah.
Which I think they do a little bit better than zombies, but I don't know if they do it better than wolves, especially not Vyrkos.
No, 10 wolves is awesome.
Yeah. Then you have 5 Blood Knights.
Yeah, Hammer, great.
Really good. And 3 Fellbats, also great.
Yeah.
Especially in the era of Hoarfrost. Although you can't cast Hoarfrost. That's another funky thing. No foot wizards in any of these.
Well, I'm telling you, it's because they're really good stocking fillers.
They're stocking fillers.
Like, guess what my pick is going to be for this army?
Yeah. So, this is great. This is another one where buying... So, okay, actually, I don't think you want to buy 2 of these just because of the Vengorian Lord.
Yeah, I don't think. What's the Vanguard box like?
The Vanguard box is
great. Continue
great.
This trend. But this is good. This is clearly the intent of these things, right? They've clearly thought about this. And, like, are these good starting points for the armies? Because Sigmar does lack those.
Oh, yes. The Vanguard box is perfect with this.
There you go.
5 more Blood Knights.
Great.
Okay.
Yep, love that.
20 more Skeletons.
Yep.
So you're like a skeleton guy
Perfect.
now.
Yeah.
3 Vargeist, which are actually kind of cool.
Wait, what?
Vargeist. Have you ever seen these?
Oh, yeah. I thought they were a Flesh Eater Court unit.
It builds a Flesh Eater Court unit.
Oh, right. These are the
same
vampire.
kit.
The other. Yeah. Okay.
All
right. Yep. Cool.
They're actually not bad. Meg has 3, and she's used them occasionally.
Yeah, I've played against them. They're kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you get a
Vampire Lord on foot.
Amazing.
This is very much an amazing list. Now,
it's almost like they planned it.
I'm gonna toss out though, Steven. I'm gonna toss out a couple other options because this is a good one.
Wait, well, we got to do the stuffing. The stocking thing.
Yeah, let's get the stuffing.
All right, okay. To stuff the stocking of the Soul Blight.
Yeah.
It's a vampire, obviously.
On foot.
It's an on-foot vampire. They're amazing. They're
you end up with 2 of them, it's still good.
Or yeah, if you know you're gonna get this, if you're
what do
you get a necromancer.
Necromancer, yeah.
Necromancers are great.
Or if you want to do Vicros, one of the cool characters.
Yes, that's the other one.
Here's
well, no, you get Belladonna. The other one is big and expensive.
Well, Belladama's actually one. She's $50. Or no, she's more. She's so pricey. She's like $80 or something.
No, she's tiny.
No, she's...
Get out of it. I know, I almost swore then. I almost swore with outrage at that notion that she's $80.
Belladama's expensive. She's really expensive.
She is not.
Alright, I'm going to pull her up here. And then we'll also...
She is like $30.
No,
surely.
No, I thought so too. I looked it up today. She's not. Okay, on Amazon, she might not even be available. On Amazon... You have to click here, and then you have to see all buying options. And she's like $80.
Oh my god, that must be because of supply demand.
Yeah,
right?
because in GW she's 60.
Even that is a bit.
Yeah, she's expensive.
Okay, so she's out of stocking.
The model is like this big.
Yeah, but okay, sure.
It's a 60mm base.
That still feels like a lot of money, but okay. I guess this is the hobby.
There's technically 2 wolves with her.
Yeah. If she came with the 10 wolves she summons, I'd be like, all right, fine, that's pretty good.
That's a good box.
Yeah.
Now...
All right, so then it's a vampire or a necromancer on foot.
Yeah, so here is actually what I'm realizing, though. I just kind of realized there is a little bit of an issue with going Veracruz on this box, which you don't have to do. I think you could also do Legion of Blood.
I think you could do any of them.
You could do any of them. But the problem with going Veracruz actually is that you're getting a lot of Death Rattle and not a lot of Deadwalker. All of their cool stuff
zombies and
all of their cool stuff is Deadwalker stuff.
Sure.
And especially if you got the Vanguard, at that point you would have 40 Death Rattle skeletons.
So yeah, you're definitely skewing more Legion of Blood or Vangori, right?
Yeah. So I think you might not do Veracruz. Now, what I was going to say for Veracruz is get this extremely expensive Belladama and 10 Direwolves. It seems...
Is that $150?
No, because
if so, then I'm against this.
Seeing her price now here at 60, it makes me think you're just not gonna be able to find her right now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But she's in stock at GW, but you're not gonna get that 20% off.
No, so at a local retailer, you might get her for 40, 45.
Look around.
And that seems reasonable.
If you can get her for 40, 45, even 50-ish, then wolves I think are 50. Wolves aren't expensive. And then you got 50 for something else.
Well, then you're way off the 2,000 point. You're not getting a 2,000 point army then.
But that's hard with Soul. That's a little tough with Soul Blight until you add in a.
Well, let's go more the what we did with Bone Reapers. Let's add in Neferata or a Zombie Dragon on.
I think that's
thing.
Yeah.
That bumps your numbers up. That's like a 400-500 point get.
Yeah.
And that's $100 give or take. If you can find the old start collecting, even better because you get a unit in there as well with them. And then your extra 50, you buy some more units. But yeah, you are right. It's hard, isn't it, with Soul Blight?
It looks like what you're gonna buy to get the Zombie Dragon is the Flesh Eater Quartz Vanguard box.
Which is 80?
Which is 80.
That's amazing.
And there's only one left in stock right now.
All right, so
there's only one left.
One of you is getting it.
That's it. That's the only place I see a Zombie Dragon.
If you need a Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, go to Amazon and buy this $80 box immediately.
Right now.
You're welcome, whoever gets to do this.
Yeah.
Because we're live.
Because that's it. So anyway, wow.
But if you work out, okay, you can get 3 units for 150, give or take, right?
Yeah.
You would get more Blood Knights, and then depending on which way you wanted to go, maybe some zombos, or another big monstery thing, like another Vengori Lord, maybe.
And
Belladama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to do 2,000 points with Soul Blight.
You need a lot of stuff. Even still, oh my gosh, can you imagine before they got their points drop? Maybe I would set up for a game and I'm like, I'd start building lists.
So many.
And I was like, I'd be like, okay, I'm done building a list. Then I'd look down and I'd have like 1640. I'm like, what?
Wow.
But like,
that's a nice problem to have. I wish I had that problem.
Right. Mentally, you feel like you've completed the list.
You're
like, I've got all the things I want. And then it's like, cool, time to go shopping. Okay, well, speaking of shopping, it sounds like we helped out Jeff. We helped hopefully you guys out by telling you what to buy this holiday season. Kind of weirdly, I was chatting. I weirdly don't like, nobody needs any of these, but I really don't need any of these. It felt kind of weird.
Yeah, none of us. I mean, let's be real. None of us need more hobby stuff.
None of us need more hobby stuff.
But now we've talked through them. That Chaos Box is awesome.
The Chaos Box is good.
And if I hadn't already kind of committed to getting rid of my Slaves to Darkness before I built any of them, because I don't have enough time or patience, that would be a great... Because I've got the Start Collecting box, the FOMO box they did. Adding box to it would be amazing. Because I've got a Demon Prince, I got the Therodon, so I'd have a unit of 6, I'd have a unit of 15 Chosen. Yummy.
Yeah. So I think... I think if they had either done Cities or Night Haunt, I'd be like, probably need to get it. But it's good. I don't have to buy one. I'm kind of glad I don't have to buy one. You feel really... If you think you're going to need that army, like you want that army, you're going to need it. You know, we have show business reasons that we want them, right? Business reasons that we want them. Yeah. If you feel like you kind of feel like you're missing out if you don't get these. So
yeah,
it's kind of nice.
I think it's totally fine as well if you are on the fence of an army and you don't know if you're going to decide. It's okay to pick one of these up if you've got the finances to do so, because you could resell this in a year and you'd get your money back. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
These things always sell. Again, I've done it a few times. I picked up a couple of boxes a couple of years ago and then decided I wasn't going to do the armies, and I sold them on. It got my money back, didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Not that I'm encouraging everyone to spend all their money, but if you are on the fence and you don't know and you think maybe in 6 months I might, pick up Seraphon for the new edition or something, I'd say grab this and hold on to it. And then if you don't want it, fine.
Yeah. Okay, we ended the poll. Looks like people are most excited about the Seraphon one.
Interesting.
That makes me happy because that means there's a lot of coalesced excitement out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's kind of happened. I think like people have done the Starborn thing and been like, cool, I sit back here and roll.
Yeah, they broke the game several times with different shenanigans.
It gets
and
unfun.
Yeah, they've all been fixed now, so I think, Coalesced is definitely the way to go. Plus, Coalesced is where all the cool units are.
They are cool.
Like, you get Agrodon Lancers, which are amazing. You get the Croxigors, which are great.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Croxigors who actually also want skinks.
Yep.
Yep.
The weird emission of skinks is very interesting.
The skink Start Collecting box, I don't think it's around anymore.
I feel like I bought one of the last ones on Amazon. I feel like when I bought mine, there was like 6 left or something. I got super lucky.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. Nope.
No.
The old Seraphon one, no one's gonna buy that.
No.
with
half of that's unusable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that Seraphon's the one that won out by a margin as well. I kind of expected the Slaves to Darkness to pop up there.
The Slaves to Darkness one is good. Okay, awesome, Steven. We did it. I think, speaking of Slaves to Darkness, next week I think we're talking Slaves to Darkness. Not sure. Hard to imagine anything crazy new getting released in the next week.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows? We haven't really even talked about The Long Hunt, which is the latest book coming out. We haven't. We did talk a little bit about Skullboy last week, right? Yeah.
We didn't really cover the previous book, though, did we?
We haven't covered the previous book yet, actually. We should probably do that. I know I'm still waiting from Games Workshop for my Gorgers and Worldcore Hunters box. I ordered that when the day was available, and I don't know.
Did you order it from Games Workshop directly? Did. Yeah, I made that mistake once.
I've had mixed results. I have had it show up basically like within the week.
Yeah.
And I've had it show up. I haven't had like the 6-month thing. I'm expecting it. I can see where it is. It's I think it's in Memphis.
Right. So weird. They have real shipping issues over in the US for some reason.
You are in the US now.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what it is about distribution in the US, but I ordered all my Stormcast stuff from them.
Yeah.
And that all came out at the beginning of third.
Yeah.
And it took literally like 4 months. I'd forgotten about it.
Yeah.
I'd already bought a book because I couldn't wait. Because I was playing with it. I was playing the army. And then this package showed up and it was like the dragons and dice and the book. And I was like, oh, I'd forgotten I ordered this.
Yeah.
It was literally months. Actually, I had a question about the Ogre box.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Maw Pit have different rules?
Don't know yet. I don't know. The box itself has its own special rules because it's a regimented
right.
Like it turns all the terrain hurts.
But you've not heard anything that it's got different rules.
Yeah,
to
I
don't
know. I'm curious of getting it when it shows up. I don't know. I am planning on. I can announce I am planning after a few test games of taking my ogres again. I think I'm just giving in to the fact that I'm just gonna play ogres from now on. Get better.
Just you got that win that one time, and now you just
well,
can't. The sweet taste of victory just.
The Marathi Crown Spine list was more. It's cool. I just don't have enough time to practice.
No, and that's a hard army. Like
Yeah.
It's not an easy army to pilot.
Mistakes are costly with elves, right?
So someone in chat says James says that the pit has different rules to the pot.
Oh, it's in the downloads in the Warcom. Let's look it up.
So it's a different terrain piece. How on earth have we got to a place where in Age of Sigmar in the year 2023, Ogre Maw tribes have two different terrain pieces?
Where is this? Where would it be?
Maybe Regiments of Renown.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it does. I saw. Let me see. I did see some different rules here. It's not working. My computer's not working. Nothing's working.
Okay, great.
Okay, let's see. So, okay, are you guys, James and Connor, are you guys sure that the Maw pot has different rules? Because I do know.
Well, it's not a pot, is it? It's a pit. It's a pit.
The pit.
But I thought it was just a aesthetic thing. I thought they'd just done a new design for the thing, but apparently not.
I have to go like really slow. I don't know why it's weird. Are you sure that the pit itself has new rules?
Maybe try in the Ogre section. Maybe they've added it to the Ogre FAQ or something.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go for this stuff.
Yeah. Down past fantasy stuff?
Oh, okay. So go back to that main page.
Down past fantasy stuff. That'd be like all the way down here. Right? No. Scenery?
When is it updated? No, it was updated 2019.
Additional rules.
It's not there you go, yeah.
No, what? Where? Did I miss it?
Try the Gorgia Maw pack. Maybe it's in here.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's get it up. Let's read it.
Okay, let's
live
see.
reactions.
Here it is. Okay,
you have to read it to me because that's tiny and that's tiny.
I think I can make it bigger.
It would have to be much bigger.
We're old. Especially Steven. Okay. Only Ogre Maw tribes. Okay, cool. You can't include both.
It's defensible.
You cannot include a Maw pit in a Maw pot.
Okay.
Garrisoned by the Butcher.
Sure, right. Okay, that's the same, yeah.
Within 12, you roll die at the end of the charge phase for each unit within 12. And within 12 of any units in their opponent's army, and more than 3 inches from all units. On a 3+, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. If it has a head butcher, which is garrisoned, increases range to 18.
Okay.
Also, if it
has no effect on Gutbusters.
Also, if it has no effect on Gutbusters. Okay. Also, if it has a head butcher, you can slay a model in a unit on a d6 roll if the roll is more than 3 times enemy unit's wounds characteristic. 3 models in that unit are slain. This doesn't look that good.
Wait, what's that? It fights back.
Let's see. If it's picked to be smashed to rubble. Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow. So if you try to smash it to rubble and you're successful, 3d6 mortal wounds. So
this is good. You put this right in the middle of the terrain of the board. You put it as close to the middle as possible.
Yeah.
You had the butcher in it with the massive radius.
Yeah.
It's hitting everything all the time, and if you try and destroy it, it might just murder the monster.
This is interesting.
This is real good.
Probably I wouldn't use it.
It's way more offensive than the pot.
The pot. I'll probably stick with the pot. But this is interesting. Okay, cool.
Wow. Thanks for the heads up.
I have one showing up, so I will have one. I guess I'll have the choice. I don't know, but I don't really use a butcher. Maybe I'll look into the butcher instead of my crossbow guy.
Dude, the crossbow guy's amazing. What are you talking about?
Okay, we did it. Next week, Slaves to D, unless something more exciting comes up in Warcom as always. See you guys.
Bye. No, it has to be outside of enemy territory. Oh, but you can set it up outside of your territory. Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see that in Gutbuster armies for sure.